story. In 1971, Carolyn and Roger Perron moved into an old farmhouse with their 5 daughters. While they were living in that house, the family experienced some very scary things. And looking for help, the family called in paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren. And what happened from there is described in the 2013 Hollywood horror film, The Conjuring. So how much of that movie is true? Well, Andrea Perron, the real-life older Perron sister, is here with us this morning on San Antonio Living. It's so good to see you.
Oh, you too.
You've become a staple on this show, and I'm so glad you were able to join us this morning.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I do a lot of TV, and this is my favorite show to do.
You are so sweet.
I love it.
Let me tell you, this is one busy lady. We got to hang out at the Masquerade at the Black Swan Inn. After that, you had a stint on Coast to Coast overnight. You were up all night talking about your experiences. And a lot of people like to hear the story of what happened in that farmhouse. So much so that there was a movie made about it. And I want to show a picture real quick because this is Andrea and her family up top, the real-life Perron sisters.
And the corresponding children that played us in the movie.
So I'm sure everyone asks you, how much of that was really happened?
In the grand scheme, broad strokes, good conquers evil, love conquers fear. The Perron family endured an extreme haunting that we all survived. That is all correct.
Yeah.
And that's the impression that the audience is left with. There were glaring discrepancies in the film, to be expected, but in an unusual way, because the screenwriters tried to be as authentic as they could, and the brass at Warner Brothers sent the script back 7 times and said, this is too overwhelming, it will run people out of the theater, tone it down. That never happens in Hollywood, and it did this time. Now, there were things in the film, like, for instance, there was never any exorcism. There was a seance that went so terribly wrong, it almost cost my mother her life. We didn't call the Warrens in. We didn't know who they were when they came to the door. Actually, it was an investigator who inexplicably showed up at our house in August of '73, and he had such an intense experience there. He went and got the Warrens. His name is Keith Johnson, and he's still a paranormal investigator and a demonologist, and he's the one that brought them in because he said, this is so extreme, they need some help. Unfortunately, the Warrens were in over their heads right from the inception, and Lorraine Warren admitted so when I saw her at the opening of the film in 2013. She said, this was beyond us. This was beyond anything that we had ever experienced. And I wrote 3 books, 1,500 pages, which you've read. You know, it is more intense than the movie.
It is very intense, and these are the books. You can get them on Andrea's website. They're on Amazon. House of Darkness, House of Light, the first volume, is a really great start because you get some feeling about the house and how you guys ended up there, why you stayed there, and the real story really unfolds in that book. And my most favorite thing that I will never forget about is the importance of the fireplace in that house. That means you have to read the book because it's really scary.
Well, they get to start meeting the Perron family as a normal family, and then watch us make that transformation into a paranormal family, which is why I started it before we moved to the farm, so that they could see everything that had to fall directly into place in order to catapult us there. It was really a cosmic conspiracy.
Absolutely. And you say becoming a paranormal family, you've embraced this, and this has sort of become your life. And not only did you write those amazing books, but you've also kicked off something new. And I am so excited to tell the viewers about this book. It's called In a Flicker. This is your new book with George Lopez.
Yes, you met him. Yes, you did.
Tell me a little bit about what this is about.
Well, I'll tell you, it is the most intense, most compelling thing that I've ever done in my life. It's a beautiful book. I take all the credit for helping make it into a novel, but all the credit goes to George for the idea. And I will tell you that I think it is the only plausible explanation for why Jack the Ripper was never apprehended. It involves time travel. It involves the CERN, a Large Hadron Collider in Signy, Switzerland, and it will take you back into East End London, 1888, and you'll be lucky if you can get out. I dare anyone to delve into the deep end of human psyche and read this book. It's not an easy read. It's very emotional. You'll know soon, but it is. It will change the way you think about everything. It will expand your mind in ways that are absolutely inexplicable.
What's next for you? I know you're a busy lady.
I'm heading to Hollywood next week. I can't say too much yet, but 4-movie deal. Okay, all right, I said it. I'm working with some people in Hollywood. I've got a director, James Moran. We're going to bring the trilogy to life, and I'm putting In a Flicker in the hands of some of the most powerful people in the industry.
Well, your
this
family
is happen.
is amazing. I love the stories that you tell about what happened to you, and I just love spending time with you. Thank you so much for coming this morning. Guys, you can find out more about the Perron family. You can connect with Andrea on her website. All of the books are available there. The website is houseofdarkness.houseoflight.com, and you can find everything you need to know online. All right, still to come on San Antonio Living Quick and Easy too.